Okay, so most gamers know and love Baldur 3, but did you know about the little known secret of a super OP weapon? And you can get this weapon right at the beginning of the game, even before leaving the Nautiloid. Bet you didn't know about that. Now, this is one of the most powerful weapons you can get early in the game. It's not easy to get because it's in possession of an enemy that's probably too difficult to defeat under normal circumstances, but if you play your cards right, you can defeat them and then loot their body for the weapon. Now I'm going to break it down for you step by step. You ready? Let's get into it. So step 1. Once your character awakens at the beginning of the game, go into that second room and free the brain or devourer from Mirnaf, who has clearly seen better days because I mean his brain is literally hanging out of his head. Now it's important that you get the devourer to join your party because his attacks will help with the battle ahead. Step 2, Lae'zel joins your party and then shortly after you free Shadowheart from the incubator and then have her join your party as well. So now you have a full party of 4, Lae'zel, Shadowheart, and the devourer. Now that's the first part. It's pretty easy, right? Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's just the beginning. Bonus point, there's a health pod right before you enter the door leading into the control room. If any of your characters have taken damage, be sure to interact with the pod and heal up, because once you enter the room, you won't be able to leave, and that's where the fun begins. There's a mind flayer in there fighting our main target enemy. This is the guy we're after here, Commander Zulk. He's the one carrying the weapon we're after here, folks. So, step 3. If you have a character that has any buffer spells or cantrips like Inspire or Bless, target the Mind Flayer with them. The reason for this is he's the only one whose attacks will actually cause any significant damage to Zulk. So you want to increase his odds for success because we're all about setting you up for success, right? Step 4, disregard the lower level enemies and focus all of your heavy attacks on Zulk. And even though your attacks against him are about as useful as a 3-legged plow horse, they do still help a bit, because the objective here is to whittle down his health as fast as you can, because 1, there's a timer at the bottom right, and if it reaches 0 before you activate the controls, well, that's game over. And then 2, after about 6 rounds or so, the fight is joined by 2 more Camions who enter through the back door unexpectedly. Don't you hate when that happens? Now, you don't want these dudes joining the fight, because you probably won't survive taking them all on. Just keep focusing your hardest hits against Zulk, and more importantly, buffer the Mind Flayer, because he's the one you want to keep alive and he's the one dishing out all of the damage. And step 5, this is where it gets a bit tricky. Once Zulk has about 1 or 2 hits before death, you want to start moving one of your party members towards the control, which activates the fight with the weaker enemies. And you leave the rest of your party members next to Zulk so that once he does drop, you immediately loot his body for the weapon. You have to remember to loot his body because boy is it worth it. And there you have it, guys. As you can see, you get the Everburn blade, which is this sick badass greatsword with a 4 to 17 damage and bonus fire damage. You're not gonna see a weapon like this for a long time, trust me. And I'll guarantee that equipping Lae'zel with this, you probably won't find a better weapon for her until at least Act 2. So now you have this crazy powerful weapon right at the beginning of the game, turning Lae'zel into this tank who can dish out massive attacks that will whittle down enemies' health faster than the lineup forms for the meatball samples at Costco. So that's it. Now you have this weapon, you activate the controls and off you go. Just be mindful, you have to get out of there as soon as possible, because once Zulk is dead, the Mind Flayer just instantly turns on you and he'll one-shot you. You know, what a bum, right? But I guess you can't trust a guy who looks at your brain like it's a mid-morning snack. And there you have it, the Everburn blade. Wield it well and let it strike true during your adventures, guys.